Adam ran up the hill and sat in the shade, thinking back on his day and dreams he had made. Then a voice spoke out clear from the leaves of the tree, as Adam stared up in awe with wonder and glee. You did a brave thing when you saw through the storm, for the bird only comes from a heart that is warm. Adam asked the dream tree if the girl was all right, and its branches bent towards a pool of starlight. Adam knelt at the edge and peered through to night, where he saw the girl's face underneath the moonlight.
Hello everyone, what you just heard was an excerpt from a new children's book titled Daydreams Nightdreams. My name is Karl, and I'm the illustrator of that book. A little bit about the story of Daydreams Nightdreams. It's a fantasy tale that follows two main characters, a boy named Adam and a girl named Evelyn, each of whom have their own story. Both characters are asleep, and the reader follows along with each character as they explore the land of dreams. Each character encounters 4 guardians that help them on their journey so that they may reach the end of their dream. Along the way, some very fantastical things happen until they both reach the great dream tree, and the two dreamers finally meet face to face for the very first time. So, what makes Daydreams and Nightdreams unique or special? First of all, it's not a purely linear story. It's actually 2 separate stories that meet in the middle of the book. In other words, if you were to take the book, the physical version of the book, on one cover would be the beginning of Adam's story, Daydreams, and if you were to flip over to the opposite cover, you would find the beginning of Evelyn's story, Nightdreams. The second thing that I think makes the story special is that the entire thing has been written lyrically by my friend and author, Doyle. It has this very fantastic and majestic quality to it, which I really tried to capture when doing the visual design for the book. Corey and I both wanted to capture the overall feel for the manuscript by designing the book to look as though it were this old, leather-bound, Victorian storybook that you'd find on some old, dusty shelf in the back of some forgotten library. Another part of the reason I think writing the story lyrically is interesting, actually a very big part of the reason I even decided to do the story, is because it creates an appeal to a wider audience, I believe. It's simple and pretty enough that a child can enjoy it, but it also has a certain level of depth and imagery to it that it can be appealing even to an adult. I don't think you have to play down to children. If a story is done properly, if it's done right, it can appeal to kids while still having enough gravity, while carrying enough weight with it, that it can still appeal to adults as well. So, why am I beginning a Kickstarter page? Well, first and foremost, the author and I need to raise enough money to publish the book. To start, we'd like to raise at least enough money to have an initial printing of 100 books. We both feel it's necessary to self-publish since we seem to be breaking so many conventions, everything from the tone of the book to the way it's constructed with the 2 stories meeting in the middle. These are all things that set our book apart, and we really don't want to have to change these qualities. We don't want to have to compromise on these. The second reason, currently only the Daydream side of the book is drawn. Adam's story is completely finished, and we now want to complete Evelyn's Nightdream tale. The more money I can raise for the project, the more time I can spend exclusively working on just this project. So we're trying to raise $3,000, and in return for your donations there are various perks that you can claim, ranging from digital copies of the book to prints of illustrations. Please refer to the Kickstarter page to see which perks you'd like to claim for yourself. If you can't currently donate any money, but would still like to help out Corey and I, that's absolutely fine. Just reposting this video someplace where people would see it is a tremendous help, so thank you in advance. And if everything I just said wasn't enough to sell you, maybe I can appeal to your sympathy. This actually is just a story that I'm looking for an excuse to tell because I think it's hysterical. But a couple of weeks ago, Corey the author was struck by lightning. This is true. This actually happened. He's okay. He's not hurt. He's fine. Apparently, he didn't take a direct hit. I guess what was happening is there was a torrential downpour, and he, being a very nice guy, was helping out a frightened elderly woman back to her car. Apparently, lightning struck a few meters away from him and knocked him out cold. So they took him to the hospital and they checked all his vitals. Unfortunately, he has not shown any signs of developing superpowers yet, so that's kind of a bummer. Oh, and one last thing, I just wanted to thank my mother for her narrating job at the beginning of this video. I really wanted to have someone else read an excerpt from the book for this video, so love you, Mom.
Oh my God, I put the world on stop. Somehow I